the underbelly of Indian society for people from a perspective of people that we wouldn't quite talk a lot about or capture, right? Or people who would be behind the scenes. Um, we don't want to talk about things like how we leverage children, and I think every society does it in its own way. Children um, get the residue of our sins, of our failures. They catch that residue, and we don't talk a lot about that. And obviously, um, you know, we see that happening with the twins. Also, um, we talk about it, but I don't know how seriously we are when we talk about how women, um, when it comes to sexuality or anything that dealing with sex, women take the burden of the blame, right? So is Amu, right? Who she takes the burden of it, right? When they're caught, she's the one that's shunned. She's the one that has to really get, you know, has to deal with the consequences of it. And I think again, the author is noting how we, um, like prostitution. Like we find male prostitution funny. It's hilarious, right? That's a kind of a hilarious thing. Um, and but we shun women for doing it.
Magic
We
Mike.
Magic Mike, or just being, we it's okay for a guy to go out and have multiple women and brag about it and brag
Chaco.
about it. Hey, I was with her last night, and I was with her the other day, and tick it off. I remember there was one guy here in Riyadh. He would tick the door. He would tick the door, right? His bedroom door, and people thought it was funny. And but if a woman did that, it would be, even in 2026, it would be disgusting, and she'd be called all types of names. And so I think the author, that's another social exercise that the author is putting us through. Also, we didn't talk about the police brutality. um, I always find it interesting when I don't watch a lot of Indian related stuff, but um, there was one documentary I was watching on Netflix a couple years ago about an Indian serial killer, a serial killer in India, and the police were like just grabbing everybody and just beating them up until they admitted to it. It was the weirdest thing. They would just, hey, we think you did it, and and I'm sure all these people were of a low social caste, right, or on the lower rung of the caste system, and they would just take the sticks and beat them up and throw them in jail until they admitted to it, or until they realized that wasn't the person. um, and that happens in almost in every society, with people who are considered the lower end of the social structure. Every society, I can't think of one society where that doesn't happen, where you have to prove your innocence, if you are a certain on a social, if you're considered the underbelly of society, you have to prove your innocence first. If you're the upper class, right, you're now, right, innocent before, until proven guilty. And I think you see that in every society. There's a group of people who are guilty first, and even if they can prove their innocence, they still are punished. I mean, one of the things that hurts me most is the scores of uh, black men in America who spent decades in prison for crimes they didn't commit, because of just uh, prosecutorial prosecutorial systems that just didn't want to hear them out. Even though in America we say, you're innocent until proven guilty, that is not the case. Thank God for DNA now. But imagine spending 30 years in prison. I mean, we're seeing it's almost every other month we hear about some black man who spent 3 decades, 4 decades of his life in prison and was finally let free because of DNA evidence, or for whatever, mainly DNA nowadays is clearing people, and even through DNA evidence, they have to sit in jail for years and years and years until the what's it called, the Innocence Project, until the Innocence Project can even though the evidence is there, they still got to sit in prison for years and years and years so it can go through the system, even though the evidence is there. And I think as Tamara said, and I know Yasmin's going to say, the book was, I wasn't feeling the book. I was struggling, even though, as I mentioned before, I recognized the social implication of the book, but 12 through 21 really highlights it in a poignant way. And for that reason, the book has a lot of social significance. I still don't like the way the book is written, to be honest with you, but the social significance of the book is real, and it has a lot of value. I'll stop there.
Mm-hmm. All right, good point taken. Yeah, I mean that really is disturbing. That the way it's not linear way of writing, and the readers would go back and forth, back and forth. There are a number of reasons I will talk about. I will see what others have to say. Dr. Mahasan, you go ahead. Or Yasmin, she's traveling probably. She wants to go ahead.
I
How
don't
are
know.
you
Yasmin,
feeling now?
can you talk?
No,
Yes.
yeah, she's I think coming out of the clinic, so she's just about listening.
Yeah,
I
I don't think
understand
she.
that.
I
Okay,
don't think she can talk. I don't think she
all
can
right.
talk.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
so either. We see the swelling in
okay.
her mouth.
No, I'm like all of this
We
is numb over here.
we see
But
it.
I
We
just
see.
be nodding my head
What?
like yes, I agree. Yeah, yeah. But no, I'm parked.
Welcome to
I'm not
Texas.
driving yet. I'm parked.
That pork
Thank
chop
you. Thank you
sound,
for
that pork chop,
reminding.
them pork chops your mother cooked did it.
It was so good.
I said,
But I'm nodding my head and agreeing with what everybody is saying. Like,
All right.
yes, I see the
Okay, go
social
ahead. Go ahead.
implications.
Well,
The kids are
no,
messed up. The writing style was like as many words as she used. She could have used some of those words to kind of
simpler words.
explain some of
Yeah.
the background or history or whatever. She just kept going on and on. And because I didn't know the background completely, a lot of it just went over my head. So I was glad when we got to the end of the book and we were finally seeing the actions of what really happened.
Okay. We'll
yeah,
not
because if
trouble
you
you too
hadn't
much.
said
Dr.
that the
Mahasan.
end of the book was good, I probably wouldn't have finished reading it this morning. But I was like, I picked the book. I picked the book. Oh my God, I can't not finish the book. So
So she bait
anyway.
you in. So she bait you
Oh,
in.
I forgot that you put this book. I'm thinking this is Mr. Assange's book.
No, it's Bridget's.
Oh, I was
Mm-mm.
I was going to put you on the fire line. This is Bridget's book. Oh no, 12 through 21 actually say, me.
Bridget wanted us to suffer through this one.
Yeah, that's why I
You
said
I'll
I
be
gotta,
didn't
you
honest.
gotta
share the
admit
book because it was
that
about to get
title was
a -2. It was gonna be a sub 2 score for me.
the
It
title was a
still
good
might.
title though. Seriously. It'd be like the kind of
But
small thing.
I tell you this. I will use this book in the future if I had to talk about some of these issues in a classroom setting. I would use this book. Definitely.
Because to go into somebody's lifestyle in their home, it helped much better because it got into feelings and emotions and rights and wrongs, and not just this is the way the system is, and it's I don't like it, but it just gave me more, understanding that culturally everybody dealing with something, even like the community, the match that I go to, it's like a little melting pot over there. And I got to keep telling myself, I just got to exercise a little more humility instead of just thinking they just don't like me because, or they just this way, instead of just saying some stuff is embedded in people and it just take time and it's not personal. They don't personally know me, so don't take it personally, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Dr. Mahasin, you go ahead.
I think for me, I'm really glad I finished the book. I think last week we talked a lot about connectedness between one culture and another, and I think Dr. Ray hit a lot of points. So I won't repeat them. I kind of agree with almost everything that he said. I don't think there's anything I don't agree with. Just the idea of, sexism, this idea of humanity is only for certain groups. The concept of otherisms, you're different because society has decided this is where you are and where you will be. Just everything. I think for me, I think what hit hard for me is when Valutha passed away, when he died because of his injuries inflicted on him by the police, and it hit me
That
right
was
back
his
to
twin brother that they killed.
Yep.
but I'm saying that it hit me really, really hard. And when Dr. Ray was talking about, we experience even in 2026, we have the same things going on. I think a week ago, Mr. Hassan was talking, he kind of opened up the sense of vulnerability about what that caste system actually does to people, what it actually looks like, what it does to people's lives. And so that this idea of being able to connect, even though culturally different, connect. There were some things that were so similar to me as a Black American, right? And so the idea of those things still existing to this day and that people have to live with this. It just really resonated with me. So the book in the beginning, like everyone said, because of it not, the linearism, like, just up, down, back, forth, it kind of like threw me around. But when I got to chapter 7 and 8, it really opened up some of my eyes. And then 2 weeks ago, Mr. Hassan started to talk about some things with the caste system. Last week, like touched me in a way that I'm like, I have to finish this book. And when I got to the end of the book, I was like, spot on. All of the social ills that we see, all of it mirrored society. So for me, like Yaz, it got a better rating than it would have gotten had it continued the way it was going. So that's the end of what I have to say. So I enjoy the book.
I'm glad that I was like able to, I was happy when I was reading that I pointed out lots of even small things, dressing of the widows and this white dressing, so that, I mean, reflecting the true society and the way they are valued. And even if you remember our first meeting when he was saying that the police officer were touching the lady, Amu, and you asked why he's touching that way, and the question that why he's not. So now we got the answer in detail that what was the going on behind it and the plot behind the whole thing, that how they who, who knitted the whole plot. It was, if I see, I would rather ask you, who do you see as the um, protagonist and antagonist in this book?
First, I think we need to clear up the point that that Valentha
Valuta.
did die. He did die. He
Yeah,
was
he
killed.
did die. Yeah, he
Yeah,
died.
because
Well, he was
yeah,
that's who the
the thing.
police beat
He was
up.
It is
yes,
died in the first chapter.
Esther was protecting his sister by saying that it was not Voluta. And so that gave me a soft spot for Esther. He lied to his sister so that she wouldn't know that it was really Belutha that had died.
Yeah, because the scene where he's being, they say they beat him so much that he was already dead, and they were still beating him. So that's
Hmm.
how you know he. That's how you know he died.
No, but in the beginning chapter, if you see that it is written somewhere in the beginning, that's where we started the discussion of the. In the first chapters, the Sophie Mall was shown as dead and Zuluta was shown as dead. So then, how the writer is going to wrap around the whole story? So
Yeah,
that was the
because I
whole.
could have swore, yeah, because as the story went on, I was like, so when Rahal said, "There's Valuta," I know him, this the spot on the leaf, birthmark on his back or whatever. So that's why Amma was saying, "No, that's not him. No, that's not him." She was saying, "It is him. It is him." So I thought that they was, I don't know. I guess I'm confused too. I
No,
could have sworn
I mean, if
that's
I
explained it.
would go through with this one, I would go through with this one that um the I'm trying to see which point I should make it first. That when they revealed that their, how I would say that relationship was just few weeks old between Bulutha and Amu, the real relationship. Although it developed as they were children when they were as like child, Amu was child and Luther was child, but because they were segregated because of the class differences or the caste differences, they were not able to get around with each other. But even if you remember, Luther was presenting the things which he would made on his palm so that he would not touch, so because he was from the untouchable class. But like when the incident happened, it was an accident because all those three kids they took that boat across in the night, and then it hit a log. So it turned over because these two knew how to swim rather than Sophie Mole. She couldn't swim
Sophie
in that
didn't
hot
know how.
water.
Yeah.
So that's why she drowned. So there were nobody killed her, but because she drowned, but I see the negative character as Baby Kuchama because she's the one who knit the plot against Pelusa. So she killed two birds with one stone. She killed Belusa and she killed Amu because when she kicked her out of the house, so then she had nowhere to go, no income, nothing, something. So that's why she got. I mean, uh, what kind of living conditions she would have lived, and that's what she's trying to. The writer is trying to portray that. Think about a woman that she's having no family, I mean, kids are separated, and she's on her own. Think like a mother. I mean, she's kind of plucked out of the family and thrown into the hard society where she would have to survive by her own, and then she cannot even and then her new lover is taken away. Even that was going beyond the caste system, and that was crossing over those lines. So but what I would say in terms of what disturbed me, the writer is
Well,
writing
I'm
the
gonna
good points about.
one
Go
one
ahead.
second, because Dr. Mahasa just made a good point on the chat.
Hmm.
The That it's interesting that Baby uh, knew to leverage the one person that no one would believe. And I think that's the real nastiness and insidious nature of when you have these hierarchical systems is that people can leverage the one person. You can abuse the one person that no one's going to believe when you have these, and that's the really nasty part of hierarchical systems.
Yeah, even look at Amu when she went to the police station. Amu, Baby Kuchama, and Mamachi, they are of the same caste, same family. But because she has fabricated the things, knitted around the social caste system and all that crossing, and then she made up the mind of the police officer that he's not able to take, that she wanted to set the record straight. but she was saying no, he was not able to take that point, but she was going to say that it was an accident or whatever happened, that because she would have known. That's what I think that she wanted to say, that Valuta was with me when this thing happened. So she wanted to bear the uh, kind of alibi that he was a witness, that he could not have killed it because that night he was with me. So that's why this thing is like on a wrongly based. By that time, if you see that whatever the brutality in different societies, not only in America, as you said, that because race bears its own burden especially in the United States, and that in that way, when crime has happened, that so by default, you will say that that guy is the one who did the crime. So either he did it or not. So because he was from the lower caste, so it was very easy. And even if you remember, the second part was he basically threatened the kids at a younger age. She fabricated the story that your mom is going to the jail and she will rest. And then the uh, how would say horror of the jail. So that think like you are a 6-year-old guy or something, of a kid of that age, 6, 7, 8, whatever. So that kind of impression, that's why what was the boy's name? So, what was the boy's name? So,
Esther. Esther happened.
Estepan. So Esther was quite all his life because he was the one who had to bear the burden of being, because he knew, Esther knew and Rahul knew that Maluta is not the killer. So, but he had, and also when when Baby Kuchema told that, okay, to the police officer, if you remember the last chapters, probably, that he said, okay, the child will say yes. So whatever you want, because he frightened them so much and then sent off Rahel to the washroom so that only one's witness would be enough. And he had to say yes, mean that he was the one who kidnapped them. So that's the allegation, and that's how the whole story comes after. So he had to hold or deal with the burden of the crime that he never committed. And just because he was from the lower caste, so he had to, or as you say in American perspective, that he would have been from a different color and race. So he had to hold the burden of the whole uh, thing would happen, and how the people with the higher hierarchy in terms of their caste or their social position, they can play around. And I was kind of with the writer, I was not very happy because she's pointing out very important thing in the social practices in India. But the way she's written it, that, that makes the mind so furious for the reader that you're going back and forth to the story. You end up with, you start with the end, that somebody is dead, and then you go around unwrapping. Then you go, like even I was curious at the last chapter when she's talking about Sophie Moles, he's dead. Just a chapter before, she's telling her that she's grown, and just she's telling she was living, she was here with the mom and doing this one. It's just like think like how you are, how I would say, uh, disrespecting her soul or a person. That okay, she's. I mean, because we are as a reader, we are trying to find out what happened to Valuta, what happened to Sophie Moore. And then you told that she's dead, and then you told that she's alive, doing this and doing that, and then whatever. So that's probably degrading from 2 points of view. One is the value of the story, value of the concept that the women and the lower caste system are suffering at the hands of the upper caste. They were there, but because the way she's writing, that becomes like kind of degraded. And as you said, as Dr. Hill said, that how this uncovering of the social underbelly of the society there, but when you write in a way that is probably not very appreciable, but like our at the moment we are 6, 7 guys over here, so you would see that we didn't feel very comfortable in understanding how the story is going on. So that's where I felt like that even like the writer is bringing so many live instances of her that it seems she's alive, but I don't see as a very good respect to that one. And that non-linear method of writing convoluted the whole story in such a complex way that think like you're not from that culture, you're not aware of that culture. So you will kind of, your mind will go there. So,
That's kind of why I thought it was translated. Like I didn't think she wrote it in like one language. I thought that maybe it got lost in translation, some of it. But
no, this was the first hand writing. And that's how, there are 2 points I would, one is also a kind of a whole. When Mamachi was so blind, if you see that, when Sophie Mole and Margaret, they came from England, and if she was so blinded, because this incident happened after that. So once she was so blind and all that kind of thing, but how the baby Kuchama is able to do that kind of, still like by talking, yeah, I understand that one, but it was kind of little bit overshadowed her personality as whatever she has been with the nun, being an going to be a nun or some kind of associated with Father. What was his name? Father what? Uh,
was it
something.
Father Mulligan? Is this book Father Mulligan or
Yes.
Father? Who was Ippy? Who was
No.
IPE? Who was that? That's Father
Yeah.
Mulligan.
Father. I no.
I
That was
think
the I.
so.
That was
Yeah.
the father of some. But that one is another one. This one was the
The
father,
priest.
which
You mean when
was
she
kind
fell in
of
love with the
the priest.
priest? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 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 The one who converted to Hinduism in the end.
That was the priest though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the priest that converted into Hinduism, where he had the orange
Oh,
color
remember
thing
that
back
part.
then, and
Yes.
then that.
Now, who was
So,
the
I
priest
mean,
that? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That was the same priest
was-
that she fell in love with when she was younger.
yeah, where she went to after Rochester, until Rochester she
Yes.
went
And she
to.
went to Rochester, New York. Yes.
Yeah,
Who
and
would want to go?
so
I don't know, but remember, I got Rochester in my book too, so I don't know. I just
Don't
said
don't
it.
don't push where I live, Dr.
Tamara
Ray.
lived. Tamara
Oh,
lived
that's
in Rochester, Juju.
And Tamara is still in Rochester.
Right, Tamara
who
lived in Rochester.
Yes, I live in Rochester.
She lived in somewhere else before
who
Rochester. Yeah, right.
I lived in
Right.
Malone.
She
Malone,
lived in
Malone,
Malone
yeah.
before, yeah.
My husband loved Malone.
I did, even though
Dr.
it's
I
Ray,
was joking.
that's who would go
I
to
was joking.
Rochester.
Malone was a Malone was a small town in the middle of nowhere, but my husband found the Amish. She found the this and that. She just was tooling around town finding
I am a
different people.
community person. I will find community
So
wherever I am.
she
Yeah.
she
found the
has no
I knew,
Amish.
barriers like
Mr. Ray,
I knew
Dr.
you were
Ray,
in.
even in Baltimore, I will find
I
community.
knew,
Oh yeah.
I knew Tamara was in the Rochester. That's why I said
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I've been here since 2023. 23.
No, a little bit before that. Go ahead, Dr.
No.
Mr. Hassan. Go ahead. I think
yeah.
we're
Just
down
the
to
last
like,
point I was
we're
saying.
already after
Yeah,
9 o'clock.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We just
And
one
y'all
point
have
I
to be
wanted to make that.
um
Yeah,
let's
the
wrap it up.
I mean the yeah, just the human's value in different systems like these are so much diminished that even if you have as things as a human being, but the system overcasts you as a person, I mean, like as a system as a whole. So you have a lesser value of person or the woman or things like that. So in different societies, so even the progression is there, but still those roots they hold you on to back to the roots, whatever so the social increments are in a very smaller steps as the other kind of increments in the society are there. So that's my point on that. Enough
Can
for
we
that.
do
I
the
think I have done.
ranking? Can we
Yeah,
do the
we would
ranking
do the
now?
rating. Yeah, we do the rating. Who would go first?
I'll go first. This is
Okay.
out of five, right? Out of five, right?
Yep.
I'll give it only because of chapters 12 to 21. I'll give it a 3-1.
3.1.
3.1.
Okay,
That's the
3.1
best.
over 5.
That's the best I can
All
give.
right.
and
Tamara?
because of the social implication of the book. Anyone else?
I was going for
I'll go.
Tamara, but I think you didn't.
Oh, go
Bridget,
ahead.
you
Want
go
me to
ahead.
go? Oh, I'll go. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I didn't like a lot of things about the book, but I did like that it let me get to an emotion side of a different culture, and for that, it helped me with some things that I was having a difficult time with right now. So for that, I appreciate. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Can't give it more than that.
All right. 3.1, 3.5. Next, who would go ahead?
I will give it a 3 a 0, a 3-0, a perfect 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
3
give
0
it
All
a
right.
3 0.
Okay. 3.0. Okay. And who else is going to?
Way too generous. I did
Okay.
not care for this at all. I am giving it
Okay.
a 1.75. I thought
God.
I was gonna try to give it a 2, but
Yasmin!
1.75.
That
1.75.
bitch.
I'll give it a 2. I'll
That
give it a
bitch.
2.
Yes, yes, you
Mm-mm.
hard. Yes, you hard.
No, no, mm-mm.
That
Dr.
I
bitch.
Mahasan?
didn't I didn't enjoy this at all.
You said the
Dr.
last
Mahasan?
2 chapters were good. Imagine if you ain't read, if the last 2 chapters wasn't there, you would have been like, no rating to this week, no rating for
0.
this.
Sub. She said sub.
Not no
She had
rating,
already
but
said a
zero.
sub 2.
A sub
Okay.
too.
Dr. Mahasan, you go ahead.
I think for me, up into chapter 7, I was at about a 3, but chapter 8 onwards, really, it just piqued my interest. So, you know, don't shoot the messenger, but I would give it a 4.
Okay.
I would give it a 4. It
Ah,
really, for me, it led to so much dialogue last week. And then again this week. It's like, yeah, this is like the meat of it. Yeah. So for me, and the emotional part, I guess, is, but for me, that's what hit it for me. So I love you very much, yes, but I really, really, yeah, a 4. I would like to go
I,
higher, but
It's
I can't because the
it's
first
fine.
7 chapters,
Everybody speaks different.
yeah, the first 7 chapters,
Mr.
we were on a roller coaster ride. I had to figure
Mr.
out what kind of ride we were on so I could get through the rest of the book. So, yeah.
okay.
Mr. Hassan,
Okay.
is it, Mr. Hassan, is there a way we can
Sure.
rank order the books that we read since we started the scoring system? And see what
Okay. I'll go
This
through.
has to be one
I'll
of the
go through the
lowest. Off the
record.
top of my head,
Yeah,
this
it
is one of
has
the
to be.
lowest.
It has to be one of the lowest. I've not
Okay.
seen one this
What
low.
was
But
the
Mr.
ranking?
Hassan, you
What
didn't
was the
give your
rating of
vote.
here? Fine.
Oh, you gave it a
Here.
2. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Um, uh, I was going to ask what was the rating of the Tender is the Flesh, the total.
Wasn't it 3 point something or 4 point something? I can't
it was
remember.
No,
close
no,
to a
no,
4.
no, no.
It was
Three,
close
It
to a 4.
was, right? Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
close. It was like 3 something. It was close
three
to a
Yeah.
4.
something was it?
And
Yeah.
again, the ending of
Okay.
that book is what kind of like, whoa,
Before, yeah, before we go to the next thing, I would say Samaha is our new member. We met her at the open mic night last week, so she joined us. So it's her first meeting, and of course she didn't read through, so she was mostly listening to what
Yeah.
we are talking. So we briefed her a little. If you want to talk, Samaha, go ahead. You want to talk about yourself, something?
Actually, I have nothing to say. It was just thinking that I would get that book and read it. It seems crazy, but I wouldn't. I want to read that book because Bridget. I would
Uh,
see if I'm gonna be like Bridget because I don't like these kind of books or movies just get going back and forth. But I will give it a try. Maybe that's it. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. That's it. All about me. I'm Saudi. That's it.
right.
What
And
kind of coach? What kind of coach? Like life coach?
Welcome, Samantha.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a life coach, and I'm helping people with languages since I'm a teacher. So kind of a life coach and a language coach, something like that. In that.
Welcome.
All right. So next book is to be by Dr. Mahasan. So did
Okay,
she come up with the book?
yeah, I narrowed it down. So
All right.
the title of my book is Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. We wanted to, we talked about making it a little bit lighter. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that this would, this would make it a little bit lighter for us. So the book is
Nothing to
called
see by Kevin.
Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson, sorry.
Kevin Wilson.
Can you give us a
Okay.
heads up about the book? What's the book about?
Any?
I'll send you the link. You can kind of read it. I
Mhm.
think that it's a little lighthearted. I think
Synopsis of this one?
it's a little has a lot of humor to it. There's scandal in the book, but a lot of that scandal is hilarious. There's a lot of the haves and the have-mores. And I won't say the haves and the have-nots, the haves and the have-mores, and how people meet and establish families outside of bloodlines. And, it starts to ask the question, what does family really mean? And so I don't want to spoil it, but I liked what I read so far. I have not read the entire book. I just read enough to kind of pique my desire to have something a little bit lighter as the next book. I think the book was written in 2019, so I'm not sure if we could. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
it.
2019.
Yeah.
So, Samant, we normally will put the book as a PDF so you don't have to worry about buying a book. Some of us
cool.
listen to some people listen to the book. Like I tend to listen to the book, even though I actually read this book. The hardest book to read is the one I decided to read. So you can feel free to listen to the book. Sometimes the book is on YouTube, so you don't have to spend any money, is what I'm trying to say.
Cool, thank you.
Author of the novel Nothing to See Here, and I'm incredibly honored. Hi, this is Kevin Wilson, author of the novel Nothing to See Here, and I'm incredibly honored that the book is a part of the 2022-2023 NEA Big Read. The novel is about a young woman, Lillian, who reconnects with a friend from high school, Madison, who now lives in a huge mansion, is married to a senator who has designs on being the president. But she needs Lillian to take care of her two stepchildren, these twins. And the catch is that when they get agitated, they burst into flames, literally. So it's a novel about children who catch on fire. But it's more than that. Over the course of this summer, Lillian, who's had a life that hasn't been what she'd hoped for, what she'd wanted, spends this single summer with Madison and with these children in the hopes of reconciling her past, figuring out how to live in the present, and to actually imagine a future.
Interesting.
All right, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Just leave it. Don't spoil
No,
it.
no. That's what I said. That enough now. That's enough.
Interesting.
So
Children
that
bursting
you get,
into flames. Okay.
yeah. So it would give
Okay.
you a bit of a kick
But remember
to
that
read
bursting
it.
into flames is a metaphor, so we're not talking about what is it? Abuse.
I thought he said literally. I thought he
No,
said
he's
Abuse.
talking
literally.
about
Didn't he say
probably
He
literally?
did. He
hormonal.
said literally,
Well,
right?
He said
yeah,
literally.
yes, but in the book, just read the book. Hopefully we'll enjoy
Well,
the book.
it says caring for children who are different. So
Yeah, but it's not about abuse. It's not about abuse at
No,
all. It's witty and funny, and I think we need a laugh because the last two books have,
we're heavy.
between the brain
Oh,
and the heart and our own ethical beliefs, the last two books have taken, us for a ride.
tearing
So
apart. Tearing. Many hearts were torn apart.
the old book?
for
The
me,
tender is the flesh.
Tender as the Flesh took me, it really took
Yeah,
me out of my
that was 3
comfort
books ago,
zone.
right? That's
No,
three
Tenders
books.
of Flesh
that
was
was
the
the
last
last
book
book.
before this one.
No,
Yes. Tender the
Yes.
Flesh, and then this one.
no, we read Ove.
Oh yeah, we were over in between.
Oh, we sure did. So Tenders the Flesh is what
So
got
Ove
me.
was
See,
light.
see
Yeah.
what Dr. Mahasan is saying, basically the impact of Tender is the Flesh is that even the coming books were like,
I would say Sabrina and I are going to start our own Tender of the Flesh book club because
because
we're going to read.
Because you
it
all
was,
liked it. You and Yasmin,
yeah.
I
you guys
love that
like
book.
this
That book.
stuff.
That book was great. I like that. Book.
So yeah, Sama, if you read, it's a book we read about cannibalism and how
Okay.
the
That's not
world,
for,
yeah.
that's not for
So
you to
how the
read it.
world,
It's not for the
like
tender hearts.
basically, yeah.
Yeah,
So
neither.
like
You
the
don't
world,
have to tell
yeah.
Samad. Samad can get it in the group.
You
It's in the
definitely got to
group.
get it. It was an interesting,
Okay.
it was a hard but interesting read. Yes.
Let her figure it
Okay.
out for herself. She'll be fine.
Okay.
The ending was
Especially now
off
that,
the
especially
All
now
right,
that
all right, Dr. Ray, no spoilers.
No spoilers. Because she wants to read, she may want to read it
She may
because we
want
have
to read
tons
it,
of,
and it's accessible on the group.
yeah.
Oof.
All right.
Anyway,
So,
I need a laugh, and
how
I
many
need something a
chapters?
little bit lighthearted. So I thought that this
All right.
would, we all needed it, you know?
Chapter. Even Ove was kind of
Okay.
depressing at the end. Right?
One important question. Okay, we will see
How
if
many chapters?
you guys would like to read it.
It's
That's
about
what I was going to say.
275 pages, maybe
Okay.
270 pages, something like that.
Yeah, so we can
You
read
want to
like around
decide now
70
how many
pages
chapters
each
to
week.
read for next week?
Or maybe we can, I don't have the book. I just pulled out the name and
All
then,
right, we'll do it later.
so
We'll do it
probably
later.
around, yeah, we'll do it later.
We'll do it
But
later.
around 70 pages would be
Okay.
enough. I'll
Download
try
the
to do it.
PDF. Download the PDF,
Yeah.
and
You're
then
going to download
we'll
it
see
and
how.
then send it to us, right?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Then we can
Okay.
chop it up to see how many chapters we'll read
Yep.
for next week.
Yep.
All right. Wonderful
Okay.
conversation. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll
Same
see you guys
that
next.
channel. Have a good
And
evening,
then, and
everybody.
today we
Those on
are,
vacation, enjoy your vacation. Those in the States, enjoy your morning. Those here in the kingdom,
Well,
you know, it's nighttime for us. Yasmin, we're quite jealous you are back in the, you know, in the heart and home of mom. So we're kind of jealous
Texas.
of you.
bring me some blue crabs.
She's
You have
still in the
blue crabs.
heat though. Yasmin didn't
You have
leave the
blue
heat,
crabs
so
and
No,
you
no
have blue
blue
crabs.
crabs in Texas.
No blue crabs in
No blue crabs
Texas.
in Texas.
in
Not
Really?
that I know
Virginia,
of.
Maryland.
Ray know that's
I
his
thought-
home with the home with
They have blue.
crabs.
We in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't want to eat nothing out the Gulf of Mexico.
You might not want to eat nothing here. Tender is the flesh.
I can bring you
Don't-
some. I can bring you some crawfish back.
You sure your
Sea
mama gave you
crawfish.
pork chops? You sure they was pork chops? Did they taste like you?
100%.
Are you sure? Because they might have
Great,
been some of the lab grown meat.
Yes, you'll
All
be
right, guys.
okay.
All smothered
not-
in gravy.
Mama
but
took
the, but
care
the
of her.
grown,
Mama
but the
took
grown
Mama
care
meat
of
took
is
her.
still
care
not
of her.
affordable. It's still not affordable.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next
All
week.
right,
All
everybody.
right.
Have
All
a
right,
good
Bye,
evening.
y'all.
Yes, enjoy your
Bye.
family, and you and I will connect with what you know later.
Mhm.
Take good care and heal.